Wednesday is a comedic horror series that has taken Netflix by storm. The Addams Family spinoff was created by Alfred Goh and Miles Miller, and if their name sounds familiar, chances are you've probably seen something that they've created. The duo has created Smallville, which is one of my favorite series, and The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Teaming up with Goh and Miller is none other than Tim Burton, who is an executive producer and also directed half of the series. The series has 8 episodes and Burton directed the first 4. Some of the elements that made me fall in love with Smallville back in the early 2000s are also present here on Wednesday. It's coming of age, growing into your abilities, as well as trying to find your own identity. Saw that a lot in Smallville with Clark becoming Superman, and here it's the same with Wednesday as she discovers her psychic abilities, which is something that she never knew she had before. And just like the Addams Family, at least for me, the ones that I grew up watching in the 90s, it has some of the same dark humor that turned it, in my opinion, a crazy phenomenon worldwide, which is the Addams Family. Obviously, it wasn't created in the 90s, but stems from way back then, and it's standing the test of time. As you can see here in Wednesday, the show is so good. Let's talk about a little bit more about Wednesday. Well, the show's premise is Wednesday gets expelled from high school after dumping bags of piranhas or piranhas into the pool of the water polo team as revenge for picking on her brother. And just a little fun fact, piranhas are from Brazil just like me. So after getting expelled from high school, she is enrolled at the Nevermore Academy, in which her parents also attended. This school houses students known as outcasts, aka people with supernatural abilities. However, Wednesday seems to be an outcast amongst outcasts, as she's finding a hard time connecting with her classmates, connecting with her roommate, and just really coming into the school and how things kind of work. Wednesday is very cold and she's very distant. And honestly, it makes it really hard for her to even make acquaintance with anybody really at the school. But what seems to be a terrible time, and not in a good way, Wednesday finds some new interests in school, and as she tries to use her newfound psychic abilities to solve this murder that's been happening, and it's being covered up as bear attacks. But as we come to find out here on Wednesday, it's far from a bear attack. As I watched the series, I tried to solve the murder along with Wednesday. As the episodes progressed, I had about 4 or 5 different suspects in mind, but small spoiler, very small spoiler if you haven't seen it. It's 2 suspects. It's 2 people at the end, but it turns, I had about 4, and I guessed one of them right. And then when you get to episode 7, about halfway through, maybe, you start to realize who they are. But then you watch it and you make your own assumptions and you try to solve the case along to see if you had it right. So leave it in the comments if you've seen it and if you had it right, but don't spoil it for people. Just say, yeah, I had it right, and let's just leave it at that. Wednesday was really fun to watch as I was sitting there and just kind of taking everything in. I got a Supernatural meets Buffy the Vampire Slayer vibe. It's her and her gang, and they're solving these mysteries, and there's supernatural stuff happening, powers and different species of these outcasts that we see here at the school. When I found out that it was the same creators of Smallville, I kind of, I was sitting back, I was like, yeah, I can kind of get a Smallville vibe from this. I get it why I like it, because the storytelling and how it's written really pays homage to some of the stuff that I saw, at least with Smallville, and what made me like it so much. There's tons of beautifully shot scenes that are well put together. They went to Romania to shoot this. We get to see most, if not all, of the Addams Family members. We spend a lot of time with Wednesday and Thing, which served as a comedic relief here at times. Thing comes on and really lights up the scene, and the chemistry between, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. The chemistry between the Hand and Wednesday was very good on screen, and it really showed just how good of a supportive character just a hand can be. It had full of emotion, full of personality, and it's crazy that I'm saying a hand had a lot of personality, but it really did. Jenna Ortega is so good as Wednesday, so good, as well as a supporting character as well. The actor that plays Tyler, I really liked him a lot. The way that he was acting and the way that he was directed to act, again, made me feel like I was watching Supernatural or Smallville. It does have sort of that teenage drama thing going on that, again, is popular on the CW shows that I like watching. Not all of them, but I like some of the CW shows. But especially as the season goes on, and we get more accustomed to these supporting characters. At first, some of them are like, well, I don't know if this is a good character or if the actor or actress is doing a good job at this. But as you get used to it, as you're watching more and more, it really is a good mix, a good blend of different personalities and people and acting styles that just work. It all works together, and it turns out to be a really good show. So if I had to give Wednesday a rating, I'm going to say an 8.5 out of 10, which is pretty good for a first season, especially because it is a first season. It did help that we were familiar with these characters by name and by, watching old movies or the old series. So yeah, it was there. But I mean, that dance scene, I can't believe that Jenna Ortega choreographed all of that herself. It was all her, all of the dance moves, how she moved and how natural it felt to the character. I mean, it was phenomenal, on point, and really, there's nothing else. I bet Jenna Ortega is going to get cast in so many things from now on as the main character or in the group of main characters, because she's a phenomenal actress. And why not cast such a talented young actress to do more things? So prepare yourself to see Jenna Ortega everywhere from here on out. And I hope she kind of nitpicks in what she wants to do, but it was like she was born to play Wednesday. Also, shout out to Gwendoline Christie. I was so used to see her as Brienne of Tarth in Game of Thrones that for a while there, here and there, I forgot that it was the same actress that played Brienne of Tarth. The role that she played as principal, at first I wasn't really feeling it, but then again, as the season went on and these people got more comfortable into their characters, she really filled that role well. All in all, this was a great first season. I can't wait for season 2. I don't know what the plans are for Netflix, because I just started watching this 2 days ago and I finished it all. I'm having some unwanted vacation here from work due to my daughter having COVID and the flu, and I work in healthcare. So I have to stay home due to that. So my fiance and I just took advantage and we watched this all and we loved it. And again, we can't wait for season 2.
Today's sponsor is Movie Palette. If you're looking to buy beautiful pieces of abstract wall art, look no further. They take scenes from your favorite movies and they'll put them in chronological order, assigning color palettes to make this beautiful piece. Mine's gonna go right here above my computer. This is from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The description has a website and there's a code for a discount. Dog not included.
Down below, there's a video and a playlist that I want you guys to check out. My video is my latest video at the time that you're watching this, and my playlist is going to be my Wednesday playlist. So catch you guys on the next one. I promise there's more reactions coming. See you later.